Greetings to all of you, my dear sisters and brothers and my dear friends. A warm welcome to all of you from your Pastor Yeti. Revealing Jesus. Today we're going to talk about the solid rock. He only is my rock. I shall not be shaken. He speaks first. There came a woman of Samaria to draw water. Jesus said to her, "Give me a drink." The Samaritan woman said to him, "How is it that you, being a Jew, ask me for a drink, since I am a Samaritan woman?" Jesus has no dealings with Samaritans. John chapter 4 verse 7 and verse 9, and the translation is still the NASB. I don't know what was on the mind of this woman the day she came to the village well by herself. Was she on a journey, or was it just another day? The glorious news is that it didn't matter what brought her to that place. What mattered was that Jesus was there. Has he so often been the case? He took her by surprise. He wasn't aloof or unapproachable. In fact, going against the custom of the day, he initiated the conversation. His request for a drink may have seemed straightforward and simple. But our kind of tender Savior was already reaching out with a message of love to this lonely woman who had shut herself off from the world. Isn't that just like Jesus? He makes the first move. He speaks the first words to break down barriers of shame and alienation. He did it for this precious one we know only as the woman at the well. And he did it for me and for you. James 4 verse 8 tells us to draw near to God, and he will draw near to us. The true beauty of revealing Jesus is that he reveals himself to us. It can happen anywhere, from a place of corporate worship with thousands of voices to a quiet, alone moment in the midst of a routine task. I encourage you to loan in even just a little. God is faithful to his word. If you seek him, you will find him. I don't know what is on your heart today, whether you are just surviving or seeking your Savior. What I want you to hear is this: if you will look up and listen, Jesus is speaking to you. Pray with me. Father, you brought the world into existence with your words. And you bring salvation to us through your words today. Help me, help us to hear. If you do a little bit more in-depth study of the woman at the well, and I mean historical background about the Samaritan and the other Jews, they were splitting out. There was a schism between those two groups. But I don't want to go in detail in this meditation. But it would be good for us to do that for a better, a deeper understanding why Samaritans were like enemies to the Jews and why they were separated from each other. Now it's very interesting that we see here that our Master did not refuse to talk to a woman. Where other men or scribes were passing through, they were looking at him and her and said, "What is going on here? What is he doing?" And we know that scribes and other men were just headed with Jesus. He was always the opposite of what was according to them to the law. As he goes in a very deep conversation with this woman, from the first moment, and before that she was coming to this well, he knew who she was. And this is exactly the same with us. Before, as I give to you this word, as is written in James, that as we come close to God, he will come close to us, near to us. He is already doing that movement. Before we come to him, he knows you. He knows the deepest part of what is going on in your life. And like I said, what is your heart today? Whether you are just surviving or seeking your Savior. Lift up your completely life to him and let him talk to you. Let him touch you in the deepest part of you, because he wants to have fellowship with you. He loves you. He adores you. You are that special child he wants to touch. Open yourself for this embrace of your Christ. May God bless you in your morning, your noon, and in your evenings. And when you lay your head down on the pillow, give him back all that what happened in your day. But in the meantime, let him bless you and the ones next close to you. And give him the worship and the adoration and the love. Let it flow through your life. Blessings to all of you, my dear ones. This is your Pastor Yeti. Bye.